I'm Steve Hay, this is Carpentech, Wonderful World of Woodworking, and today we're going to have a go at doing some epoxy pouring. As I said before, people that have joined us lately, there's a lot of fantastic, creative, brilliant YouTube videos on epoxy. They do not show you what can go wrong and what does go wrong. I wasted, well, it wasn't wasting as much as I learned, but I wasted 3 litres of epoxy before I actually got to something that I thought, oh, is that how it works? So I honestly would recommend, if you're going to do it, do a very, very small project to start with, and don't have huge expectations. Because if you go ahead and do an $800 pour and it doesn't work out, you're not going to be happy, and you most likely won't try it again. Whereas if you do one that costs you $1 and it doesn't work out, well, there's a learning curve. What I have mentioned before is you make sure you're organised. Pick a small project, one that doesn't matter, and have a backup project, so if you've got any spare resin left over, you can tip it into that project, and that way you're not wasting anything. Experiment, that's the best way. Don't just go on what I say or what someone else says. Get out there and experiment. I do recommend, however, you follow the manufacturer's instructions, because I found that to be extremely helpful. Off. Ow! And when you finish using the heat gun, just a little tip, don't put your hand on them because they're hot. If you've got a slab coffee table and it's got a big inclusion in it, clean the bark out, fill it with resin, give it a bit of detail, a bit of panache. Try with little things first. Have some projects on hand that you can fill up so you're not wasting any of your resin. Wear gloves, which I didn't because I couldn't find any, but I should have. When you're sanding, definitely wear a respirator or a mask, unless you've got an extraction system like I've got on the sander, which pulls all the dust and stuff off, because it's not nice. Make sure that you wire wheel or at least brass brush, and preferably blow off with a compressor any loose bits of bark or bug dust or whatever that is in the timber you're going to use. I've also used a sandblaster. I've got a sandblaster up in the other shed, and I sandblast the bills sometimes, which cleans them up. Work carefully, methodically. Bear in mind you do have a time frame. Get a heat gun or a hairdryer to get rid of the air bubbles. But have fun. That's all you got to do. Be adventurous. But don't get ambition and capabilities mixed up when you're starting, because it will lead to a world of hurt. And I'm not saying that's in 100% of cases. There are going to be people out there, first time they're going to have a big pour and it's going to work well. In my experience, it didn't. But anyway, if you've got any questions or any queries, by all means you can email me or the good people at Carpentech, and they will answer your queries, I'm sure.